The Boy Refugee, a memoir from a long forgotten war. Chapter 1. Trouble in the Land of Lazy Rivers. Tears welled up in Abdul's eyes as he embraced my father. He turned to my mother but could not bear to meet her gaze. BBG, I am sorry, I must go, Abdul murmured in his thick Bengali accent. Ammi stood dumbstruck, silent and motionless, but the expression on her face said it all. You must leave now. We'll be all right. Abdul lovingly kissed my sister, my brother, and me on our foreheads and said a final goodbye. He quickly tied his meager possessions into a bundle at the end of his staff, balanced his staff on his shoulder, and hurriedly walked out of our house. I could not understand why Abdul, our long-term house help, had to leave so abruptly. Papa explained that Abdul had little children back in the village, and with all the unrest in East Pakistan, he needed to return to his family's side. But that is exactly what our Bengali security guard, Little Abdul, had said a few days ago when he too abruptly had to leave. My little mind was trying hard to comprehend. I supposed that during times of trouble, all men must go home to be close to their families. Perhaps that is why Papa had stayed home from work for these last 2 weeks. I enjoyed having him at home. My school was also closed, so we all stayed home, the whole family together. I was 8 years old and the youngest of 3. My world consisted of little more than my daily trips to the school, hanging out with my Bengali friends, and playing with my pet chickens and pigeons. We lived in a sprawling house in Adamji Nagar in the outskirts of Dhaka, the same house in which I was born and raised. There was a large pond behind our house, and tall coconut trees lined the other side of the pond. I would catch minnows with my fishing net basket and count the coconuts lazily floating across the water. To me, life was easy and fun. Papa had come to Adamji Nagar in 1957, one of millions of Muslims who migrated to Pakistan after the partition of India in 1947 in search of a better life. Once in East Pakistan, he found a job in the massive Adamji Jute Mills complex. Over the next few years, he worked his way up to become a manager in Mill number 3. At that time, Adamji was the largest jute mill plant in the world. It was located just a few miles outside the capital city of Dhaka, in what was then the eastern province of Pakistan. Thousands of employees worked around the clock in the mills to produce yarn, fabric, and sacking packs that were exported all over the world. But those last few weeks before the Abduls left, the mills had been closed due to unrest. During recent labor strikes, the Pakistani army had slaughtered many mill workers. And in retaliation, the Mukti Bahini resistance movement killed many Pakistani military personnel and civilians. Thousands of innocent people were killed on both sides. The massacre was worse in the smaller cities and villages outside Dhaka. A full-scale genocide was unfolding in the idyllic Bengali countryside. There was trouble, a lot of trouble, in the land of lazy rivers.